welcome back to my Allotment Diaries. My name is Emma, these are the Allotment Diaries. I'm having to talk to you from my shed today because it is raining. It started raining on the way down here and I didn't realise it'd be quite so rainy, to be honest. They said it would sort of be light rain and it's turned into a little bit heavier than light rain, so I'm hoping it stops soon and I can get out and actually do some gardening. But I'm talking to you in here because my greenhouse is so noisy with the rain. It's very nice and relaxing, don't get me wrong, but it is very, very noisy. I have a few jobs lined up today. I'm really hoping I can get them done. All depends on the rain, I think. Oh, the cobwebs, the cobwebs, the cobwebs. Not my favourite place to be, the shed. I've also had the fox back on the plot. Now he left one of the carrot beds alone, but the other carrot bed that I sowed, I put a board across it to try and deter things from digging, and he's just come and dug in it, which is really frustrating. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to deal with that first, and I'm going to re-sow some of the carrots there because I think the way that he's dug into it, the carrot seeds might have been lost, which is a bit of a shame. So I also did bring some brassicas to sow out. I don't know if I'm going to be able to plant them today just because of the rain. Might have to be the next vlog, but I've brought them here now, so they're here. And also, yeah, just a few little jobs around the plot to do. Why won't it stop raining? I feel like we've gone into August and the weather has just turned into autumn straight away. Like we skipped spring this year because it went straight from winter to summer, let's just be honest about it. And now it's gone straight from summer to autumn. Actually, it does normally go from that, doesn't it? But it's done it a bit earlier. Oh, I don't know what I'm saying. I'm not so worried about me in the rain, by the way, it's you guys, because I don't want the camera to get wet and then the camera will break. Let me show you the fox damage actually, that's the first thing we can do. I saw the fox again this morning as well. He sort of ran towards me, saw me and then darted off the other way. It's very guilty conscience. So he's been digging in my potato bed. Not that I can see any potatoes coming up at all whatsoever. Slightly concerning because I did put main crop potatoes in here a couple of weeks ago now and I would have expected to see some kind of foliage, but to be fair I hadn't chitted them so they didn't have anything growing on them to start with. So anyway, that's the first bit of fox damage. I'd netted over this carrot bed, but you know what, he has had a go. Look, he has had a go. So even the netting wasn't enough to completely deter him. That is really frustrating. And this is my newest carrot bed, and I put this board across it because I thought it might deter him, but actually look, he's been in here digging. So what I'm going to do is re-sow some of the carrots and then cover it over with something else. Desperately needed to re-sow them, but you know what, better to be safe than sorry. And then what I'm going to do is find something better to put over the bed. Stop Foxy. Also, quick tip here when you're sowing, if you have seeds over in your hand, always do it over the bed to try and put it back into the bag, because then when you lose some, which you will, it goes into the bed, so it's not sort of wasted seeds. Another quick tip from Emma. One of the advantages to keeping some of the rubbish that you find on your new allotment plot is that it could come in use. This is very useful. Right. Oh, it's like it was made for it. That is crazy, that is. Right, if I hold it down with some bricks, just weigh it down with these, that is absolutely perfect. That is fox protection 101, that is. Unless he just comes and just pushes it off. I don't know how intelligent he is, but we'll see if that works better. actually spring onions. I thought they were leeks for the longest time because they got so big, but actually they were spring onions that I forgot to pick. And when I realised they were spring onions, I was so fascinated to know what they would do if I just left them. And this is what they do. So, oh, they flower in a little ball like that. How beautiful is that? Absolutely lovely. But now they've finished flowering and they're starting to make seeds. So what I'm going to do is pull them all up. And you might be like, why don't you collect the seeds? There's so many of them. And also I have so many spring onion seeds. I don't need any more. I always get in trouble for not collecting all of my seeds. I collect a lot of them, like peas and sweet corn and sweet pea flowers and stuff, but I don't collect all of the seeds. But how funny, is that actually a leek? No, it's not. I think it's a spring onion. I'm pretty convinced it's a spring onion. If that's a leek, please let me know. Right, they're all coming up now. Yeah, look, there you go. That's why I think they're spring onions, because they've got a little bulb at the end. That's why I think they're spring onions and not leeks. But some of them look a little bit more like leeks. I don't know. Maybe there's a combination of both in here. Who knows? Right, I have made it into the greenhouse, but it is just starting to rain again. Actually, it's sunny and it's raining. Maybe we'll see a rainbow every cloud, eh? It might get noisy. If it gets noisy, we will leave the greenhouse. But I have got some radish red meat seeds. I think I'm going to put them in where the spring onions / leeks were. We're not quite sure what they are. I think they're spring onions. Yeah, I'm going to stick a row of radish in. I also brought with me some sweet corn. This is the sweet corn Goldcrest F1. I've got it growing over on the other plot, but it's been eaten by rats. I thought I would just give it a go and sow it from seed. Now it says the last time that you should sow this from a seed is the beginning of July. We're now at the end of July / beginning of August, so I'm thinking I'm not too far out. I'm not too far out. And if the weather continues the way it is, we may potentially get another batch of sweet corn growing from seed. Who knows? The climate is changing so much that I always just think it's just best to give it a go and try it, because you never know. You never know. The sweet corn's going to go where the sweet peas are. The radish is going to go where the spring onions were. And then I've got more brassicas and I need to find a space for them. Are we going to take the sweet peas out today? That's the question. I'm actually at the point where I'm starting to find it quite frustrating that they are still flowering, because I'm so ready just to pull them out. I mean, they're not flowering very well and they are really making seeds now, aren't they? Maybe it is time. Maybe I could just take them out, because I really just need the space, and also they just keep falling down and I don't want to sort of spend my time sort of keep propping them up or making a better structure when I know they're on the way out. I think we're going to pull them out today. I think we're going to do it. Yeah, let's do it. All right, should we start with that job then? Yeah, okay, we'll do that job first. Also, just before I do this, I do still have sweet peas growing over on the other side up a teepee. So it's not like I'm getting rid of all of my sweet peas, I still have some over there, so it's all good. So hard to take down again. It's just tangled in the net. I really thought I would struggle more with that job because it's such an end of an era getting rid of sweet peas. It's like one of the first flowers that sort of flower, and then they flower all throughout your growing season really. I mean, we're right into August and I still had the sweet peas in spring. So it's been amazing, and they are such an iconic kind of flower, but like I said, I've still got some over there and I sort of feel revitalised. I feel revitalised and ready to put something new in, and I have no plans for this bed, so I think it's a good bed to experiment with. Like I said, I'm going to put in the sweet corn. Why not? Why not? I mean, the worst that happens is that it grows a little bit and then it doesn't give me any sweet corn because it can't go any further. That's sort of the worst that could happen, in which case something's growing in the bed and it's fine, do you know what I mean? The only other thing I would do with this bed is mulch it over with manure and just leave it till the spring. So I might as well use it. I might as well put something in, and that thing is going to be sweet corn. Will it work? Who knows? Let's experiment. That's what we do best here. We love experimenting. Most of the time it doesn't work, but when it does, it's the best feeling. What we'll do is to make our little holes first. Obviously it's sweet corn. We're going to grow it as if it's going to work, guys. That's how we're going to approach this. So I'm going to grow it in a grid. And the way I'm going to grow it in a grid is by diagonally. What do you want, Waspy? And then doing one more row at the end, and it'll sort of be a grid, because the reason we do it in a grid is obviously because they're wind pollinated. So you want to make sure the wind can get to them all and blow them into each other. I can hear the new improved Einstein chirping, so I better feed him straight away, otherwise he might fly away. And then I'll come back and sow the radish and then we'll water it all together. Right, I'm coming. Are you going to come and say hello today, or are you going to be scared again? Eh? I wanted to eat you. I'd have eaten you already. Then. So the second I feed him, he goes quiet. Quiet as a mouse. Where's he gone now? I can't see him. The second that I feed him, he goes quiet. It's like he gets really scared, and then as soon as I walk away, he comes and eats. So we just need to build that trust, I think. Noticed that my allotment plot neighbour has got grapes growing, and they're growing outside, which I didn't think was possible in the UK, but apparently it is because he's doing it. Look at that, that is actually extraordinary. I've never really seen grapes up close before, like growing. That's amazing. I thought they only really grew in polytunnels. I guess this has been a really warm year, so I guess if you get lucky. Do they need hot weather? I feel like grapes need hot weather. That is stunning, that is. Oh, I really need to get a grapevine. All of this golden beetroot that I sowed a little while ago is all coming up. I don't know if you can see the row, but it's come up in a lovely, slightly wiggly row, but that's okay. and then I have another row of it here, so it's doing really well. I've also got these leeks that I sowed a while ago, and this side of the bed is doing really well. This side of the bed sort of died a little bit, so I'm not sure what that's all about, but these are doing really well. Just over here I've got some of the potatoes coming up, sort of a last minute whack in the ground, doing really well, really happy with those. I've also got the peas behind, alive, doing great, and in the middle there, more beetroot coming up. I do really feel like everything I'm putting in the ground this year is actually growing, which might sound really weird to say, but I tell you what, the last few years that has not been the case. There have been many times where I put a row of seeds in and then nothing's come of them. I've never seen them again, never heard from them again, and then I just end up planting something else there. So this is actually a really weird sort of year that I wasn't expecting, but I'm definitely happy with. I'm not too worried about that bed now. I think it looks okay. I was sort of so worried about losing that structure in the sweet peas there. I was thinking, gosh, it's going to look so bare and it's going to look, you know, really sad. And actually it's sort of, it looks okay. It looks neater. It looks like they really needed to come down. And hopefully we get a little bit of sweet corn growing there. That'd be great, wouldn't it? That would be great. And I can see the apples on my apple tree over there just doing fantastic. Gosh, it's just, how is everything growing so well? Right, a little bit of a fleeting visit today. I hope you've still enjoyed it though. I don't get tons of time down here sometimes, so I sort of have to make the most out of the time I do get down. But clearing a bed, doing a little bit of weeding, sowing a few seeds, that's great. You know, I feel like I've got a lot done. No Einstein today, I'm afraid. Oh my goodness. I think I'm just going to have to build a rapport with him. It's going to take time. And that's it. I'm just going to have to be super patient with him because he sort of makes that chirping sound, like that warning sound whenever I'm on the plot, which isn't a good sound for Robin to make. The other one was sort of singing at me and this one's sort of chirping. So I do think he's taken the food. I have seen him take the food, but he sort of waits for me to be not looking. Maybe he's just a bit camera shy, but I'll keep trying with him. I'll keep feeding him. I mean, I've got enough worms to last him a lifetime, so, you know, he should really be my mate. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, I'm going to have to rush home now. I hope you've enjoyed the vlog today. If you have, do subscribe. And I will keep you updated on how all those seeds do. And if we actually get sweet corn, because who knows? Who knows anymore with this weather? And I will see you again next time. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time, guys. Bye.